Okay, so welcome to today's session. As usual, being a Sunday, we get together and we talk about matters health, how to live a longer, healthier life. And today we are here talking again about health, about how we can be able to live a longer, healthier life. And today's session is a journey. We are talking about a journey. We will be probably will be having a very exciting guest speaker who is coming to talk to us. Somebody has been using our products extensively and has gotten very good results from them. But before then, my name is Fred Gishuki. Fred is an entrepreneur with the Neolife International. I've been with this company for quite some time. I joined this business in 1996, looking for money, but got passionate about health and matters wellness. And today we it's kind of a recap because we've been talking about issues of insulin resistance um, on this platform and how that can actually affect your life negatively. And we've done a couple of sessions on that and the importance of eating correctly, eating the right food, eating the food pyramid the right way. And today we are looking at a situation whereby our testimony for today is somebody who actually, okay, I can't see somebody who is drawing things on my chart. Don't know what that is. Sorry about that. And our speaker for today is somebody who actually suffered from insulin resistance, and which actually ended up in him becoming diabetic. And he's going to share his story in a few minutes. And his story actually really communicated to me so much because sometimes we take these things for granted and we feel that it cannot happen to me, it can only happen to somebody else. And when I saw what he went through, I realized anybody can actually suffer from insulin resistance for a very long period of time, and it can have some disastrous effects on your life. And before I invite him over, it's just good to do a bit of a recap and talk a little bit about what is insulin resistance and how does it affect you and what are some of the symptoms that you need to look out for so that you can be able to protect yourself and know that really know how to live this life. And insulin resistance can be described as a condition where you have very elevated insulin levels in your body. If you have excessively elevated insulin levels in your body, then other problems start cropping in. But before the problems come cropping in, there are some symptoms that you can actually look at and see that I could be having insulin resistance. One of the symptoms is having a pot belly. If you have a pot belly that is not going, then chances are high you have insulin resistance. If you have skin tags on your face, I have one around somewhere on my eye. Some people have them all over the face, some people on the chest, on the neck region. Insulin is a growth hormone and it actually causes skin tags. Yeah. So if you have skin tags, chances are high you could be having insulin resistance. Um, if you've ever suffered elevated sugar levels at some point, um, and maybe you manage them and that kind of thing, that could also be an indication that you might be in that situation whereby you're actually insulin resistant. Um, Insulin resistance leads to things like prediabetes, leads to diabetes, neuropathy, where you have your limbs are becoming, wanasema inaganda, miguu inaganda, mikono inaganda, then you could be having insulin resistance. It affects also your eyes, getting blurry eyes. Chances are high you have insulin resistance. In its extreme form, it can lead to high blood pressure. It can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, where you have too much fat in your liver, and that brings in other complications. It can lead to Alzheimer's, forgetfulness, which leads to Alzheimer's and later can lead to dementia. And Alzheimer's has been described as type 3 diabetes by many people because glucose doesn't get to the brain cells, and that is because of insulin resistance. And it can also cause cancer. Yeah, it can also cause cancer, which can be, as we all know, cancer is a disease that can be quite harsh on a person. So insulin resistance can cause so many diseases. But how do we get insulin resistant? Or how do we get elevated levels of insulin in our bodies? Now, we get to that level by eating wrongly, yeah? Eating the wrong foods. You wake up in the morning, you take your tea with sugar, and you take your chapati, white chapati or whatever. You pumped a lot of sugar in the system. The body reacts, produces insulin. At 10 o'clock, you bite something, which also has some carbohydrates in it. Maybe you take tea and bread, or you take ugali or something. Lunchtime, you take ugali or chips or something like that. At 3 o'clock, you take something else. In the evening, you take something else. So, and some people have snacks in their bags. They go chewing them. They have some chewing gum. They have some bread. They have like a snack there. So you are eating in the course of the day. You are eating over and biting something here and there. And anytime you eat food, it raises your sugar levels. When it raises your sugar levels, the body is forced to produce insulin to deal with that situation. And this elevated insulin, when you eat throughout the day, you're not giving a chance for your insulin levels to go down. They are constantly elevated. And when that happens, your body starts becoming insulin resistant. And we have to give time for our bodies to correct itself. And that's why you're supposed to eat. If you're eating a meal, look at what are you eating to start with. Are you eating highly processed foods? Are you taking sugar directly? Are you taking too many sodas? Are you eating a lot of whites? We need to change that so that you start eating healthy. Eat whole meal flour. Eat foods which have whole meal. You need to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. You need to also space your meals. Don't eat throughout the day. Yeah. Space your meals, and you can also do intermittent fasting. Personally, I do intermittent fasting, which I find working for me. It may not work for you. I'm not recommending this for you, but for me, I do it. So my first meal of the day happens at around 1 o'clock. So when I wake up in the morning, I go without breakfast. I exercise, and I take fluids. I take a lot of fluids in the morning. And my first meal or my breakfast, I take it about midday, 1 o'clock, thereabouts. And that's how I do it. And it has helped me a lot because at one point I was also getting to a point whereby I had all the symptoms of insulin resistance, big belly, constant fatigue. I would get a headache at night. I would get swelling in my feet, especially if I took a short trip. I would come back and one of my legs was swollen. I had all the symptoms of insulin resistance and feeling very hungry. I would get to town and I ate breakfast, but I'm looking for anything in sight to eat. And I would uh, just grab anything. And after every 2 hours, I was eating something. And I realized, and then in the evening, I have a serious headache. And when I got to educate myself about insulin resistance, I realized that I was actually in that space where I had too much insulin in my system. And I also developed the skin tag. So I decided to change. And I changed that using the Neolife products, Botanical Balance, 3NN, fiber, Later I used CoQ10, and I was able to change that. And I started burning off the belly. The belly started disappearing. The energy levels came back. I started doing intermittent fasting. I became very energetic, and I was able to get my old self back. Yeah. And I actually realized that if I had not corrected that, could have been heading towards getting a full-blown diabetes. And this knowledge really made a difference in my life. And that's when I started talking about insulin resistance quite a bit. And I just want to challenge you out there, for the guests who are on this call. You need to look at yourself and see, how are my eating habits? Do I have the symptoms of insulin resistance? Now, the challenge about insulin resistance is that it's a disease that stays in your body for even close to 20 years before it does some serious damage to you. And in these 20 years, you'll have symptoms. You might have things like fibroids. You might even develop cysts. You'll have some indications that there's things that are not right in your body, but you might not zero in on insulin resistance until the day it blows up into diabetes or any other disease. And that's when you decide, you realize that actually I was suffering from insulin resistance for a very long period of time before it became a full-blown disease. And the idea we are talking about here is that you need to catch it before it becomes a full-blown problem for you. And you can actually reverse the symptoms through your diet, through supplementation, and through your lifestyle, living the correct lifestyle, managing what you eat, and being aware of the fact that there's something like pre-diabetes or insulin resistance, and it's actually a disease that actually causes so many other problems. Many a times when people go for a checkup, you go for a checkup and they check your sugar levels, they check your pressure, and other variables, and they say you're good. But what they don't check is how much insulin is being pumped into your system to ensure that these sugar levels are stable, because the body fights and keeps on pumping insulin to just put the sugar levels stable. And by doing that, then you get elevated insulin levels, and that starts causing other problems in your body. So since we know that anytime you eat food, the body produces sugar, and no, sorry, the body doesn't produce sugar. Anytime you eat food, you actually, the body produces insulin to digest the glucose that comes out of there. Then, if we know that, then we know that, number one, we should take care of what we eat. We should eat correctly. There's a food pyramid that we keep talking about on this platform. And then number two, we should actually take breaks in eating. Don't eat throughout the day. And if you can, do some intermittent fasting so that you can allow the body to not produce insulin. Because like for me, I look at it this way. When I eat my supper and I go to bed, let's say, for example, okay, I take supper a bit late, let's say about 9 p.m. And from 9 p.m., I eat the next day at midday or 1 o'clock. That's more than 15 hours without food in my system. That forces the body to actually now utilize the stored fat to produce energy. And since the body won't be producing any insulin because I've not eaten anything that triggers the production of insulin, then insulin doesn't have a choice. It has to be low in my body. Yeah, that's the way I look at it in a layman's term. Now, you may not be able to do that, especially if you have ulcers or if you have other health challenges. You might not be able to do that kind of intermittent fasting. But if you can try it. And then you can also consume foods that have a low glycemic response. For example, things like meat, beef, that if you take a breakfast, you take some protein, you take something that doesn't trigger too much sugar levels in your body. You avoid things like rice, things like pastries, and those kinds of things, because they actually trigger a spike in sugar levels in the body. And you do browns, you do brown ugali, you do the browns. Browns will actually ensure that your glycemic response is not that affected because it doesn't trigger a spike on your sugar levels. So if you do that in the morning, then you have a very stable day going forward. You have a very stable day. And in the course of the day, if you have a healthy snack, then you are still ensuring that your insulin levels are very low because you don't have a sugar spike as the day progresses. So it is something that you can be able to manage. When you have this knowledge that we are sharing with you, you can actually manage your diet so that you ensure you don't get spikes of sugar spikes happening in your body, which triggers now the body to produce excessive insulin in your body. So this is a conversation that we are having and we continue to have. And it is a continuous thing. It's not something that you'll say, now I'm cured and I can now eat freely. I can take all the sodas that I need and all these things. No, no, you have to be on the lookout and ensure that at any one time, you don't regress and go back to where you are. And it is easy once you decide what you'll be taking. Like for me, one of the things that I had to do is that I stopped eating chapati on a daily basis. I used to be a fan of especially chapatis and mandazis, and I would eat on a daily basis. Anytime I went into a restaurant, I would eat tea and chapati or tea and mandazi, and I would eat tea and a cake. There's a cake I used to love. And I used to, I mean, I would end up doing on a daily basis. Then there's a place I used to go and I would take this uji power thing and I would take it, and it's a lot of calories. That porridge, it's a porridge, it's a type of porridge. And I used to love it, of course, with sugar and honey and the wax, you know? And I got a very round face, and the belly grew and all these things. And I was actually messing my body unknowingly. And I was still swallowing supplements. It's not that I was swallowing supplements, but because my diet was wrong and my lifestyle was wrong, I was messing my body up. So it's good to be aware of this. And it's good to take corrective action. It's good to be on the journey, ensuring that you don't get insulin resistant. And the good thing is this, if you are already insulin resistant, you can reverse it through the supplements and through the diet and through the lifestyle. So that said, that's a lot of words that I said there, but I just thought I would give that bit of background before I invite our speaker for today, because he actually went through that challenge and he came out fighting. He came out very strong. And at this juncture, I want to invite Charles Ndegwa. Charles, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Fred. Can you hear me and can you see me?
I can hear you. I cannot. Now I can see you. Now I can see you. Karibu sana, Bwana Charles. We are all ears.
Thank you, thank you.
Go for it.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all those in the call. My name is Charles Kamuria Ndegwa. Who is Charles Kamuria Ndegwa? Charles Kamuria Ndegwa is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Paul Ndegwa, a retired KDF officer who served the KDF for many, many years, over 30 years or so. But while in the service, I would like to say I just met a disaster by being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That was in 2008, whereby after going through the checkups and all that through my doctor, I was sent to a nutritionist who taught me much about insulin resistant. And there I started a special diet. Before I was very much specific with whatever I eat. And so I thought I was doing good. And I started being very strict with my diet. Now that I've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So, and therefore, it was easy for me to take control of the disaster. So I started doing it very well, monitoring my insulin, and for only 3 months, I stopped using any drug. It took me another 7 years monitoring my blood sugars, and they were stable. And I continued both with good diet and exercises in daily basis. Okay, it took me time. After those 7 years, I just decided, oh, this thing is gone. It's gone and gone. And as our reader have already said, in many times we forget about something which had developed, or maybe what can develop in your body, because let me say that we are a bit ignorant because we don't even go for checkups. But I thank God, after those many, many years, recently, I found myself in the same thing which had attacked me those many years back. Before that, before I continue the story of now, diabetes mellitus coming back to me without my knowledge, I was introduced to new life by a comrade who used to work with me, and he had already retired before me. So he just invited me and told me, okay, I've been living in Mombasa. So he just invited me, telling me that when I come to Nairobi, when I visit my home in Nairobi or in Kiambu, I just visit our leader, one of our leaders in the office. So I communicated with the leader and I told him, okay, I'm Ndegwa, I'm so-and-so, and I was introduced to you by so-and-so. When can we meet? So the leader just told me, okay, in such and such date, you can come here and we have a meeting. Not with you alone, with many, many other people. So I came and I was very much excited seeing a group of different kind of people meeting together and very much excited, dancing together, being very happy. I was very, very, very much excited. So without wasting any time, I joined the opportunity. And that was the beginning of things, good things. Okay, I paid the kit, which has Preventative in it, and immediately I started using the product. To my surprise, after taking the supplements for just 4-5 days, I realized something had happened in my body. There before, I had used spectacles or lenses for many, many years, since school time. But now, after taking the product for only 5 days, I found myself driving at night at the most busy road, that is Gong Road. I was coming from Magadi at night, and I found myself in Gong Town at 9 past 9 p.m. when the jam is at its worst. In the road, we only have jam for coming from town towards Gong, but going back to town, no jam. So I was afraid because I overran my spectacles on my way to Magadi. I stopped in a place. I placed my spectacles on the roof of my car. Then immediately I just entered into my car and left, not remembering that my spectacles were on the roof of the car. So there was nothing I could do. I had to go to Magadi, come back late, and to my surprise, I thought I would not be able to drive at Gong Road at that time. But I was driving perfectly without any problem. Those who have driven at Gong Road at night know what I'm talking about. Because there are matatus which have lights even underneath on the wheels everywhere. They look like moving discos. And they are very bright lights. So by the time I arrived at the junction at current shopping center, which takes me to my area of my residence at Kikuyu and past Kikuyu to Tabezi, I found I was driving well without any problem. So I arrived home. There before, even when I had my spectacles, when I arrived at a certain time, I would just first go get some warm water to wipe my eyes because I would feel like there's a lot of stuff in my eyes. I would feel very uncomfortable. But this time around, I was asking myself, am I the one? Or there's somebody else? Because nothing at all. There was nothing in my eyes. I was very fresh. So as usual, I just thought, let me just wipe my eyes, though they are not very much affected. So as usual, I wiped, I went to sleep, and to my surprise, in the morning, I would wake up, and before wiping my eyes with warm water again, I could read the messages in my phone. I was very much surprised. And I realized something had taken place in my life. So after inquiring, and I called the leader, I told him what had happened to myself. And it is as I was healed. I was healed by the supplement now. So I continued with the pack. And by the time I was now 10 days, so much changes in my body. Many changes. That getting tired, somehow you feel that you are waking up early in the morning and that you just feel as if you have been working, you've been running, you've been jogging, you've been training. That went. I could just wake up, I go out for a walk, I run. I found myself being very much energized by the products. So I was more than happy. And I decided now I'll be taking this product throughout. So I went on changing this product to another. And I started the business now, telling people about the products because I have proved they do work. As they tell us in the training that the three daily behavior or about use the product, share the product, and share the opportunity now, to me, just became open. And I started opening my meetings alone in Mombasa. And many people came to understand about the product. Okay, I still take the product Now let's come back to where we stopped about the type 2 diabetes or mellitus. After a long time, I traveled from Mombasa. I came home. I had some issues. And after whatever I had come to do, I found myself in need of doing some kind of massage on my legs. And as you have heard our reader saying about neuropathy, I had already started experiencing that thing before. And now I was aware that this thing comes with age. That's what I thought. So I had a blister somewhere in my leg, one of my feet, and which it was very painful when I arrived in Nairobi. So I said it's because of cold, it's getting painful. So I just tried to do some warming the legs with hot water, and accidentally I found myself now, because of that thing we call neuropathy, I couldn't feel it, but I had already burned myself, my leg. I got a big blister now. It's a burn. And now from there, that was the beginning of many other things. I tried to nurse the wounds for 1 week, I think, 1.5 weeks, until I decided to go to a facility where they could take care of me. That's where I went, and now I was told now, this is because of insulin resistance. This is because of that thing you once had, that is type 2 diabetes. You know what happened? Dear friends, never ignore anything called anything about your health. Let's not say ignoring, but I would urge you all to always monitor or go for medical checkup, because there are so many things which do happen in our bodies without our knowledge. So I went to a hospital, and it was serious. It was serious. Okay, there in the hospital, they did whatever the many tests, and they told me, okay, the thing have not affected your vital organs, but at least you have to lose your left leg. You can see how serious it is. Okay, I had nothing to, I just accepted whatever they were telling me, because if you go to the to the wise to seek advice, you follow whatever they tell you. Tunasemaga ukiendewa ugangani, vile utaambiwa utakubali. You accept whatever you'll be told. If somebody goes to seek advice from what do we call them, witch doctors, or what do we call them? Whatever he tells you, when he comes back, you'll have to do it. So the doctors told me the risk behind it and all that. And I had to lose my leg now. They had to remove it. They had to chop it. Now here we are. They chopped my left leg. They wanted to chop it just some few inches below the knee. But I asked them, no, I need my leg later, because I'm a sportsman. And I don't think that when you chop it from there, it won't help me much. So they accepted. They went a little lower. They removed it. Now let me come now to the point now about Neolife, what I have seen. In the hospital, I now talked to my director, upline director, and I asked him, now I'm here and this is the condition I am in. So he advised me on what I take, what products I to take to help the healing of the wound, and also to cater for the diabetic thing. And immediately I started using the products. Dear friends, the wound was big, and I had to go back to the theater for a process they call grafting. Grafting is sometimes they graft, they remove part of your flesh from another part, they punch it there. But now mine was not that way. It was to be removed some of the flesh so that the wood will be able to be stitched together and that it can heal. Which the doctors told me that it may take 3 months to heal. Little did they know that I had already started seriously taking the products of Neolife, which are 100% organic. So the day I was returned to the theater, I remember it was on a Sunday, went there, they did it for 2.5 or so hours. And then I came out from the theater, went to the ward, and after performing that process on Sunday, it was around 10 o'clock in the morning. I stayed for which Monday. Then on Tuesday morning, the surgeon who was taking me through came and removed the bandage. He said, "I want to see this wound." To his surprise, and also to my surprise, the wound was as if it was done 3 weeks ago. It was dried up, it was healed, and even to the point of him telling me that now you can go home. You can go home and you not be dressed daily or after a week or after what. You will go home because now the wound is completely healed. That is the product, the work of the product. Wow. So I was excited. It was amazing. I added more products because I knew we need some more healing, internal healing now. Because I'm planning for an artificial egg. So I continued the product. There in the hospital, it took me about 25 days in one of the city hospitals. So when I left the hospital now, and I went home, I continued the products. I used to have a lot of inflammation, and the wound was very sensitive. But after continuing with the TNN, chelated zinc, omega-3, and many, many more products, the inflammation continued vanishing, or it reduced drastically. After a very short time, I was free from all the inflammation, and all that sensitivity, and all that disturbance. And I can tell you, even in the hospital, they know that I testified that I experienced no pain in one time. That was not because of whatever they did or what, but I am sure with the product, they worked wonders. This is my 5th month. They said it will take me 6 months to get that artificial egg, or that we call joy pool. And I'm just comfortable here at home. People just come to see me, and they are just amazed. they are just happy to see that I'm more encouraged than what they are. They're in hospital. I left a landmark. They see if every patient could be like this man, we would have no problems with the healing. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I'd urge you to know that there is much in your life, especially health-wise, because our products are 100% working. They work. And we have a duty to tell people about these products and about the opportunity. They are not just things we just cook. No. They are working. They work. Nobody can tell me that they don't work. They have worked for me. They can work for you. That's all I know. I'm looking forward to see myself back in full swing, going for hikes and doing my exercises in every day as usual, as I used to do there before. And I know I'll come out with the more testimonies about Neolife products. I have a testimony. You have heard it. I'm not the same as I used to be. I've changed. And I know I work better in the future after getting that artificial leg. With the product taking me all the way, you get energized, you get refreshed. One more thing, you should just be ready to accept whatever comes your way. And I know, to those who have met me, we just talk about it because I always tell them. I don't wait for you to come and see me and tell me what, or I'll tell you more than you tell me because I have a lot to tell you because it have taken me time. It have taken me a long time. So whoever is in the call, know that Neolife products do work. I've seen so many people who listen to my story. And today I'm very much excited to talk to you guys because I'm telling you something which is going on right now. For those who know me, I'm as usual jovial. I'm a happy man. And I like dancing. And I'm sure we will dance in the future very soon and very soon, with me on my two legs. Thank you so much, Fred, for inviting me tonight to talk about my story. I thank God for everything and for everybody who is listening to us. And I know we are going for hikes together. Oh, yeah. And we are going to Mount Kenya and Mount Kilimanjaro. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And may God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back to you, friend.
Fantastic, Charles. Somebody is asking, maybe you can share with them the products that you used to actually get yourself on track. Maybe you can just give some of them. I know you are using a lot of products, but some of the basic ones.
Sure. But okay, thank you very much, friend. Okay, when I was in hospital and I think I started using there is something like, Trenin is a must, omega-3 is a must, Neolife Shake is a must. Those are products which each and every one of us should use. Then on top of that, there is something like a CalMag. You try to use these products. You try to use these products because they work. They work. You see, like now when we talk about karma with the full motion, your joints are very, very much normal. They are normal. They don't crack. They don't make that noise. You don't feel that pains, knee pains. They are gone and gone. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
maybe.
thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
I can also add because I've been with Charles and I'm his upline director. And I
Sure.
know, especially for the sugar levels, he has used botanical balance,
You're
uh,
sure.
fiber, a lot of fiber,
Mm.
zinc. Oh, by the way, Charles, zinc is back. For a while, we've been using multimineral because zinc was not there.
Yeah,
And
sure, sure, sure.
currently, he's doing a detoxification program. He's detoxifying his
Mm,
body with Betagard,
mm,
with multimineral, with garlic. He's doing the full detox program. So he has been using the products quite a bit, and they
mm.
have registered a major, major improvement. And I can testify because when he was in hospital, one of the key products he got when he was in hospital was Neolife Shake, right? It was Neolife Shake that we started with in hospital, then before we
Mm.
went to the other products. But he has been using the products quite a bit, and the products actually do work. So thank you so much, Charles. Thank you for that
And there, friend,
powerful, powerful
before we terminate, friend, let me tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, my sugars are now very, very stable. They are very stable now, completely stable.
Wow. Yes, actually, he told me they are what,
Thank
7?
you very much. 7.
They're always at 7.
Yes.
Wow, wow,
Not
wow.
beyond 7.6. Not beyond 7.6.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is truly amazing. So,
Mm.
guys, at this point, I just want to end this call and say that Charles has given us a story. It's a very powerful story. And it actually reminds us that we just need to take charge of our health. We need to take charge of what we are eating. But most of all, we need to supplement. We need to supplement and we need to balance out our sugar levels. We need to be aware there's something like insulin resistance out there. We need to, on a daily basis, ensure that we balance out our sugar levels. We avoid eating the wrong foods. We use botanical balance. We use fiber tablets to ensure that your sugar levels are well balanced, and live a full life. Live a full life, even as you do all this, and your life will be great. So this recording will be available a little bit later for you to just share with a friend and to listen to it again so that you can be able to learn some more. There is a business behind these products. So if you want to know more about the business and how you can be able to make money, you are welcome to attend a business presentation tomorrow in the evening. There are many more products in your life. It's only that time does not allow. I know Charles is a fan of Supergrow. He sells quite a bit of Supergrow and many other products. So it's only that time does not allow. We could go through all that. But I welcome you tomorrow in the evening for the business presentation. Um, Come and learn on how you can be able to make money, how you can be able to travel the world, even as you take care of your health. So thank you all. God bless you. Have a restful Sunday evening. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the evening at 8 o'clock with Pascal Olo as we talk about how do you make money with these wonderful products. Thank you. God bless you. And bye-bye.
Bye bye, all. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, leader.
Thank you, sir.